Ladies and gentlemen and photographers, we're going to learn about composition and photography. This is part one. So what I need you to do is I need you to open up a Google Doc, name it Composition Photography Notes. I need you to also get out some paper and a pencil or a pen, and we're going to handwrite these questions. So part of it's going to be Google Docs, part of it's going to be handwritten. This part is handwritten. At the top of your notes, write Composition Photography Notes. Put your name. What is composition? Look that up. What is photography? Look that up and answer that in your notes. All right, and then anything in red, make sure you write it down. You can write this down in your own words. Composition means a pleasing selection, arrangement of subjects with an image. Point of view is where you take the picture from. So by moving the camera around, you can change the composition and make it more pleasing and arrange it better, and so on and so forth. All right, write that down. All right. So here's the goal of what we're doing here. Here's why we're doing this project. So we're going to use digital cameras, and we're going to, with your phone, and I have some cameras in class, and we're going to learn about photography, how to take good pictures. So by learning about how to take good pictures, you're going to learn about just good visual design in general. So the logos you make in Illustrator will be better. If you want to be a graphic designer and do magazine layouts, they'll be better. So it all kinds of ties together. So we're going to use Photoshop to manipulate the pictures, make them better, and then we're going to take those pictures and we're going to put them into different things. But one of the things we're going to do is we're going to create a collage where you take pictures, you edit the pictures, and then you put them all together to make a collage. We'll talk about that later, but that's the idea. All right, write this down. Tip number one. So we're learning tips on how to take better pictures, have a better composition. All right, so include a focal point of the photograph, a subject that is emphasized. A picture needs to have a subject that's important. All right, so write down in your notes, what is the emphasis of this picture? And your answer should be the B. The B is the emphasis. That's the purpose of the picture. All right, what's the emphasis of this picture? Write that down in your notes. Okay, and let's do this. Actually, let's go back. What is the emphasis of this? There's no emphasis. It's a terrible picture. It has no composition. We don't know what the emphasis is. Is it the mission? Is it this ugly car? Is it this car? Is this ugly wall? We don't know. So they should have. You can't see what I'm covering. They should have just chopped the picture off right here. This should be gone. So it should be this, but all right, there's no emphasis. All right, open your Google Doc notes and write down rule number one, emphasis, and then I want you to find a picture on the internet that has a good subject and the subject has emphasis, and paste it into your Google Doc, and then under the picture answer the question, what is the emphasis of the picture, and say the blankety blank has emphasis. So an example, if you use this picture, you'd say the B has emphasis. Okay, right? So now this is in your Google Doc note, and then now we're going to go back to our paper notes. Write this down in red. Tip 2, simplicity. Select an uncomplicated and beautiful background. Okay, so this right here, this background is complicated and it detracts from the subject, which is the bird. So if you change your point of view, you move the camera, you get a better composition here. And in this particular composition, you have a simple background. So if your background is too ugly, change it. All right, let's do another one. Tip 3 is framing regular. There's two kinds of framing. So this is regular framing. Fill the frame with relevant and interesting elements. Leave out ugly and unimportant stuff. Okay, write that down in your notes. So an example is you go from this to this. So we've left out the ugly stuff. We only put in the good stuff. Okay, so that's framing. It's just getting the good stuff in and leaving the ugly stuff out. All right. So what I want you to do is find a picture that does not follow rules 2 and 3 and paste it below. And then answer the question, how is the picture breaking rules 2 and 3? So find one that does not have good framing and find one that does not have simplicity. Okay, so find one that does not have framing or does not have simplicity and put it in your Google Doc notes. This goes in the Google Doc and answer the question in your Google Doc. All right, here we go. Quiz for part 1. What is composition? Answer this in your notes. What is simplicity? What is regular framing? What is wrong with these pictures and what should they do? Okay, what is wrong with this picture and what should they do? And then we're going to go on to part 2. Now, if you look at this picture, it needs simplicity. The background is complicated. Same thing here. They need a simple background. There's a lot of things wrong with this picture, but one of the things is that they need simplicity. Okay, what's wrong with this picture? The framing. So, like, is it about this ball here? Is it about that post? Is it about this lady? It's probably about the lady. So we should probably crop it, or we should probably have some better framing where we just leave in the lady and get rid of the other stuff. All right, good.